Oh, I had some problems with this. I had bottomed it out here. The seat was bottomed out. So that means, see the black stopper? That means the seat was pushed all the way against there when the tooth broke. But to reassemble the housing, it's easy to take apart, but to reassemble it, you need a little gap there. So I had to get the seat pushed, and I had to wedge something in there so it didn't fall back down. So it's not easy. So I had to rotate the whole seat back and grab that bar right there, the bar that this is wedged underneath, and pull this bar out and push this seat cushion. There's a little piece of metal here you can push on. The metal here, you push on that metal and you pull the bar out. So push on the metal and pull the bar out, and then when you get it, shove something in here that's small and short, not something with a long handle, because it won't fit between the floor. Something like small, like this, and that allowed me to get a gap in here. Because now it's not pushed all the way, it's not bottomed out anymore. It has a finger's width at least. That allows me to assemble it. You can take it apart by putting it back together. When it's bottomed out, it's not easy. So I had to articulate the seat, pull this bar out while pushing here with a lot of force. If you're not, get somebody who's strong enough to do it, I guess, but and rotate the whole seat back, because it's really rotated back now. It's rotated all the way up, almost vertical. So I had to do like that, and then wedge that in there, and then it allowed me to twist this gear until it popped into position and give me a little gap down here. And when you reassemble it, see the rubber plastic? That's going to stay outside the housing. Don't put that inside the housing. That's a stopper. But up in here is a metal washer. The metal washer goes inside the housing. So the rubber stopper is outside the housing here. That's a stopper. And there's a metal washer that's right here underneath the gear, and that goes inside the housing. And I've already pushed it up in there, the metal washer. And then, of course, don't forget this. That's the little cap that goes on top. The cherry on top, I guess you're going to call it. And there, that goes right there. And it'll fall off, so you need to be putting the housing back together while you secure this spacer, because it likes to fall. So I guess hold it up there or get it wedged in there somehow and close the housing up, and then the spacer will be here, the washer will be inside the housing, the stopper will be outside the housing, and you'll have your little gap there, which allows you to reassemble it. And this one I think is more difficult, because see what I had to do, getting this thing to articulate when all the weight's on it by hand is not easy. So I didn't have the motors working, so you do it by hand. But up here is way easier. Yeah, it's just really easy up here. Here's the pull bar up top. You can just grab these two bars and push them apart, and then the seat will articulate. But the one back here, and with all the weight on there, it's not really easy to articulate it. And of course you need to wedge something in there after, because it's just going to fall back down if you don't. And then you can go ahead and assemble this. I guess it'll hold together with all this weight on it. Yeah, it should. They're metal gears. And then reassemble your other gear. That should be easier again, because that's hooked to the front and you can articulate that much easier. Twist it, articulate it, that's easy in the front. But the bottom, with all the weight, not easy. So anyway, the main thing I was trying to get by doing that is get a little gap there. Now you see it bottoms out right there, and you have to get it off of that to have some workspace. And the amount of space I have is the width of this thing, the width of these twist ties. That's all I needed to get it off of there. Okay, let's see if it works.